Thank you very much for staying with us. Our top focus, weeks of high-octane campaigning, rhetorics and gimmicks later, it is the D-Day as Karnataka heads to polls. Now, voting is underway in 224 seats, with 21% polling has been recorded across the state until 11 a.m. Top guns like Chief Minister Bommai, B.S. Yediyurappa and DK Shivkumar were also seen offering prayers at temples. Now, Chief Minister Bommai expressed confidence in the BJP retaining power in their only South bastion. KPCC Chief DK Shivkumar said people are determined to weed out the corrupt government from the state. Meanwhile, JDS Chief H.D. Kumaraswamy said he wants to shed the kingmaker tag and will form a government on his own.
Prime Minister Modi ji and also Home Minister Amit Shah ji and our All India President Nadda ji all have toured in the state like anything, and even Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister also toured in the state, because all these things is helpful to us. On that basis, I am telling you, we are going to get absolute majority.
Mr. Modi ji said to all the voters last time, Vayo Behno, you before casting your vote, you please see your gas cylinder, put namaskara and go and vote. I am also appealing to everyone. Vayo Behno, from 445 rupees to it has gone to 1,200 rupees. Please cast your vote as per our Prime Minister's request and our advice. Let us go and look at our gas cylinder. I have advised all my leaders to put a gas cylinder outside the booth and put a garland to it. I hope they might have done it.
कर्नाटक में भारतीय जनता पार्टी को सपोर्ट करने के लिए सारे स्टेट में लोग तैयार हैं। नियरली 140 सीट्स हम कर्नाटक में जीतेंगे, पूर्ण बहुमत में मिलेगा। कांग्रेस वाले और जेडीएस वाले दोनों ने ये मुसलमानों का तुष्टीकरण करने के लिए बहुत कोशिश किया है, लेकिन राष्ट्रीयवादी मुसलमान लोगों ने हमारे साथ है। इस बार हिंदुत्व कर्नाटक में डेफिनेटली बीजेपी को सपोर्ट करता है।
And I have been consistently telling, after observing the people of the Karnataka, that Congress party would get 130 plus seats, may go to 150 also.
To talk everything about the elections, I have Manu, Aiyappa, political editor of Times of India, Bengaluru, joining me on the broadcast. Thank you very much for taking the time out and speaking to us on Mirror. Now, before we get diving into the aspects of this very interesting polls that we've seen so far, what are you sensing? What are the factors that would define for the voters to go ahead and be casting their vote this elections?
Yeah, Karnataka Assembly elections this time has been very difficult to read, simply because there's no issues, there's no wave kind of in favor of any particular party. Only thing is that the voters simply are confused. They neither don't know whether to pick the BJP or the Congress. The reason is there's no strong issue where they can vote. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and other senior leaders have come in Karnataka for the last 15 days and campaigned, and they have been talking about the general rhetoric have been the double engine government and how both governments can simply change Karnataka's prospects. That has been the talk. But Karnataka people have been looking at this double engine government since 2019, ever since the BJP took over from the JDS Congress government after 1 year of rule, and they have not. Looks like they are not very pleased with the performance. And on the other hand, they are looking at the Congress, and Congress across the country has not been performing great. And they have been saying they'll come and change the entire scene of Karnataka. They will check inflation. They'll check whatever what they call as poll guarantees, and they'll ensure the poor get whatever they have to get. But people on both sides are not convinced which way to go. So I assume that the strong supporters of BJP will go with BJP, and the strong supporters of Congress will go with the Congress. But the deciding factor will be the fence sitters or the voters who are undecided. How they will vote this time will actually decide the fate of both the Congress and BJP. Share.
Right, Aiyappa, as you make the significant points, I'm going to come back to you in a couple of minutes. We do have a breaking development that's coming in from the poll-bound state. In fact, breaking news that's coming in, major cash seizure from JDS candidate. JDS candidate raided on polling day. What we know so far is that cash and alcohol has been seized from JDS candidate. Talking about the seizure, rupees 58 lakh has been seized from the JDS candidate of Chitradurga. The candidate, of course, has been raided on polling day. Let me take that point across to our guest who's also with us. You know, Aiyappa, just talking about this fact, this is a major development. We're talking about a all right, we'll try getting Mr. Aiyappa also to get us a reaction on that. But what we know is that it's a joint raid conducted at Chitradurga JDS candidate Raghu Achar house. My colleague Neha joins me on the broadcast over the phone lines. Neha, good afternoon. Clearly a significant development as far as this cash seizure is concerned from the JDS candidate. Give us more details and how much has been seized so far. Neha, if you can hear me, good afternoon. Clearly a significant development that's coming in. We do understand JDS candidate has been raided on polling day. Give us more details.
Yes, that's right. In fact, about 58 lakhs of cash is what we're picking up has been, seized from his residence. Apart from that, we're also seeing that, a few liquor bottles as well at this point in time have been seized from the residence of Mr. Raghu Achar. However, of course, we did try getting in a word there from the JDS and they went on to defend this, saying that, this is nothing but an attempt to malign the winning JDS candidate over there. But the fact of the matter is that, this is not something which can be taken lightly. We're seeing that senior police officials, election commission officials as well, were present during this raid. The IT, the excise, police and the election officials. That's about, 4 different departments were present on the spot. When this amount was being seized, to be, precise, of course. We're looking at also about, 50 lakhs that was kept in covers over here for distribution in envelopes. So we really have to wait and see as to what action now, comes through and where this money was being distributed.
Right, Neha, thank you very much for getting us the latest on that breaking development. Of course, we're going to keep a close eye on that story and keep coming back to you for more inputs. But for the moment, we leave it at that. But continuing the conversation about everything that is happening in the poll-bound state, let me go across to Manu Aiyappa once again. Aiyappa, of course, if we talk about the entire aspect of this elections, you did say that it's a little difficult to read into it. But what is very interesting is you, of course, spoke about the BJP and the Congress, but we do understand that HD Kumaraswamy has given a reaction that he would like to shed the tag of the kingmaker. We have seen a lot of Nataka and Karnataka whenever they've gone into elections. How do you really read into that, politically speaking, now?
Yeah, JDS since last 3 elections has been a third player and not quite because the reason is the party doesn't have a support base across the state, and most of its support base is restricted to old Mysore region where the dominant community Okkaligas reside, and at the most if you compare the last 4 elections, the best performance of the JDS has been around 59 seats in sometime around 2004. So since then, they have not they've struggled to cross the 50 mark. So this time too, they may struggle to that mark, and clearly their best focus will be to get more than 30 seats, which actually is an indication of a fractured verdict. If they manage to get over 30 seats, clearly there will be a hung assembly, and Kumaraswamy will emerge as the king player. But most of the times before the election, the JDS led by Kumaraswamy and Prime Minister HD Devagowda the rhetorics have been they'll get independently 140, 130 seats, which is not the case if you go by their past history. So this time they'll hope that they'll get 35 seats and both BJP and Congress get little over 90, 100 seats and they emerge as a kingmaker. That's the best chances for JDS, Shreya.
Also, Aiyappa, just a follow-up question. There have been many talking points during these elections, whether we're talking about the Amul Nandini controversy, whether we're talking about the manifesto ban, the Lingaya chief minister face, also Kharge's comment on the prime minister, or of course the bigger factor being a senior leader like Jagdish Shettar leaving the BJP and joining the Congress. Do you think this is also going to be affecting somewhere down the line the parties when we talk about such veteran leaders leaving to be joining the other party, which we seen, of course, over the years, but with the fact that a senior Congress leader like Shettar now, who did take this decision, do you think it's going to be hurting the BJP?
Yeah, not as big as we guess. Probably Shettar and Saudi, both Lingayat phase of BJP leaving BJP and joining Congress would matter in certain pockets of North Karnataka, not across the state. But the insult meted to Jagdish Shettar and Saudi, both Lingayats, we don't know how the sentiments will play on the Lingayat community, whether they'll take it seriously. It happened in 2006 when JDS and BJP formed the government. The decision was they both have to rule for 20 months. The first for 20 months was ruled by the JDS, and then when they were when they have to hand over the power to BJP, they were reluctant, and finally the government collapsed. And that sentiments played on the Lingayats. In the next election, 2008, BJP got some 208 seats. So the same sentiments, whether it will play on the Lingayat community, it's a difficult question to answer. But I assume it will not, and even if it does, it may play in certain pockets because both these leaders belong to the smaller subsect of the Lingayat community, and their presence are limited to a couple of districts in North Karnataka, and there it may play a little or big role. Shreya.
Aiyappa, a quick follow-up question would also be, there are, of course, key issues going into these elections, even if we talk about anti-incumbency or the corruption, because, of course, the Congress did go all out with their campaign as well of the 40% Commission Sarkara. Do you think on the larger aspect it would hurt the Bommai government?
Yeah, anti-incumbency is really a major factor in these elections, 100%, no doubt. But I don't know about corruption because the corruption, if Congress is talking about corruption of BJP, their image on corruption is not great, considering that DK Shivkumar, the Congress chief himself, jailed for on various corruption charges after he was booked by ED and IT departments. But anti-incumbency on over inflation or unemployment is a major factor. Especially the Congress leaders mentioning about the prices of LPG going from 445 to 1,200 is indeed a big thing for the lower middle class, who are generally the large number of voters in Karnataka, Shreya.
Right, Manu, Aiyappa, thank you very much for taking your time out and speaking to us on Mirror Now. But for the moment, we leave it at that. Thank you very much once again for your time. Now.